Tune in 12 noon on Sundays for Millennial High on 106.5 FM WPPM People Power Media with Tia Whitfield, the #1 show in Philadelphia that wants to give you the best in artists, entertainment, education, health, fitness, and philanthropy. Millennial High is not just a show. It is here to inspire and provoke others to take action towards their purpose in life. So if you have an uplifting, thought-provoking message, get with us at Millennial High. That is millennialhigh@gmail.com.
Millennial High. Millennial High. Millennial High. Tia from Millennial High.
With the one and only Miss Tia Whitfield.
What's going on, guys? It's your man, Big Veg, your Rockarazzi Meat Ambassador. You already know who it is, man. I'm out here in New York, man, making sure you guys are tuning into the hottest show in Philly. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about Millennial High, okay? With my gym twin, Tia, you already know who it is, head host over there, man, from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Y'all better get tuned into this dope show, man. Come on, tune in, y'all.
Hey, it's your girl, Tia Shasha High, the host of Millennial High, where the trend-setting millennial comes for motivation, inspiration, and deep conversation. On today's show, I have a beautiful, spectacularly talented, amazing, wonderful, I just love her so much. Sophia Warren Moore is guest hosting today on the show. I'm super excited. Hey, girl.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm excited to be here. So happy to be here with you and our amazing guests.
Oh my gosh. You know, we had to kind of like keep them in the holding room because we had so many questions to ask them.
Yes.
We didn't want to ruin it, right?
Yes.
So we have Eli and Lou Bevins. They are award-winning filmmakers, spoken word artists on today's show.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I know that they are just these gorgeous twin sisters. And we have so much to ask them.
Yes, we do.
And just
I can't wait to dig in.
I know, right?
So excited.
I know. What did you say earlier? So, Sophia, you're like, you know, they're the something of Philadelphia. They're
in regards to the biggest thing. So Tia, I was saying about Overbrook, and I was saying that they're the biggest thing from the area since Will Smith. So yeah, we're ready. We're ready. That's what I see. I'm so excited for that. Yes.
Yeah, super ready. So, in the meantime, everyone knows that I love EDM. I think I say this all the time. So I just like dance music. Like I love feel-good music. And when I was reading up on Eli and Lou, I don't know why this song came to mind. Weirdest song. But I'm like, I want to play Firestone by Kygo. And I think it's because they have this line. It's like, you know, when they come together, we light up the world. Mm-hmm. It's I don't know, just listen to the lyrics, and I just thought of it when I was like reading over their bio, and
that's very appropriate. I can see the relation. I can definitely see the relation.
Listen to the lyrics. And when we come back, we're gonna talk to Eli and Lou.
All right.
And we are back. You just listened to Firestone by Kygo, 106.5 FM in Philadelphia. I'm your host, Tia Shasha High. This is Millennial High. I have a guest host today, and I hope to keep her for the entire month. Sophia,
anything for you. You already know that.
Sophia.
Anything for you. Hello.
When I first met you, I thought your name was Sophia.
I remember that. And then you put this like dope spin on it. It was like, because you're like so fire, like this fire. I was like, okay, I'll take it.
Sophia. I don't know why. I don't know. Don't ask. I have no idea. But Sophia Warren Moore, she is a creative in Philadelphia. She has this really dope online magazine called On the Sea Magazine, and she's just an amazing inspirational agent here in the city.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So talk a little bit about your magazine, and then we're going to bring on Eli and Lou.
Sure, absolutely. So good morning again. On the Scene magazine is a positive platform online magazine. As we all know, we are inundated with so much negative information. So I thought it was important to have a publication that highlighted all of the positive things that are going on. So it's a lifestyle magazine where we highlight entertainment, fashion, education, sports, finance. However, everything is from a positive perspective. And I got that. I'm so blessed to have gotten that from my father, who had the Philadelphia New Observer newspaper, which was a positive format newspaper, and his father had a newspaper, and his father had a newspaper. So it's really in my blood to be an advocate for positive information. So I'm excited to live on the dream through my publication. And moving forward, I'm excited to speak to Eli Lou today.
Yes, so am I. And thank you, because I know that to have Eli and Lou on the show today, I mean, you played a vital part in that. Thank you so much. You basically kind of set up this lovely intro and for their agent, Kathy, who's here as well.
Who is an amazing light. Oh my goodness. Kathy Dance is an amazing person. You are such a ray of sunshine. It has always been. I've always admired you. From forever. You knew me since I was in my mother's womb. So, we're family, and I just admire her so much. So I'm happy that she introduced me to Eli Lou. It's all thanks to Kathy. So thanks to her.
So Eli and Lou. I'm saying Eli Lou, like they're like one being. But they're twins, so yes. Right. So I'm gonna turn on your mics too. But Eli and Lou Bevins are twin sisters raised by their grandparents in West Philadelphia. The sisters attended Overbrook High School. While attending college, though, Eli and Lou wrote, directed, and produced 2 stage plays, and then started Eli Lou Productions, and now Eli Lou Entertainment. And in 2015, the sisters received their master's degree from Indiana University in Indiana. While at IU, Eli and Lou completed several short films Eli and Lou completed several short films to complete and the Campus Movie Fest Hollywood competition, the largest student film festival in the world. Together, the sisters received numerous film awards, including the 2014 first place Elfin Works Prize for their social justice film, Systematic Living. And May of 2016, their CMF short film, My Dear Author, was selected to screen at the world's prestigious Cannes Festival in south of France. That is so dope. But there's more, right?
Yes, there's more. So since then, Eli and Lou have written and directed numerous short films and full-length screenplays, produced a multicultural supernatural thriller, created the Mill Creek documentary, and are board members on the Mill Creek Community Partnership. Currently, Eli and Lou are working on their first cinematic spoken word film project titled Sound Mind, and a spoken word stage play called Broken Tables.
Welcome to Millennial High.
Welcome, ladies. Welcome.
Thank you so much. So excited to be here.
Oh my God, I'm just so excited. Okay, so I feel like I know I left like a ton of stuff out of your bio because I want you to tell your story. We want to hear it from your voice, your beautiful voices. So let's just start out with, who is Eli? Who's Lou? What inspires you to, do what you do?
So I'm Eli. I'm the clone of Lou. In other words, I'm her twin. But we've started out writing poetry as children, and we were always quiet and shy. We would never talk in front of a lot of people. And so growing up, we would always write spoken word and stories and never share them. So the older we got, after graduating from Overbrook, we always had so much to say. We have a lot of, as you were saying earlier about this, having conscious content out there and things Absolutely. That are positive. So everything that we do tends to come from a place of trying to reach people where they are. and conscious content for the most part. We always been writers, so screenwriting, plays, short stories, and now that we're older and getting more into our dreams, we're like, okay, we can do stage plays, we could do short films, we could do whatever we thought we couldn't do when we were younger. So that's sort of where we come from. Our creative side comes from, and everything is sort of conscious driven. And we're now ready to put out our spoken word. We have a cinematic spoken word mixtape coming out.
Awesome.
It has 12 tracks that correlate with 12 short films.
Yes.
And we wrote and directed all of them. We have a great team behind us. Derek Dean's produced, and Stacey Sherrill, Kathy Dance. So yeah, this year is going to be amazing. We have so many projects coming out, and Broken Tables spoken word stage play February 24th. So
2 weeks.
Yeah, we have 2 weeks.
I want to know why, like, I know what Sophia said about just conscious material, right? You want to have that positive spark in the world, but there's always a reason for that. So what is your reason behind that? Because, I mean, you really could be putting out videos and, I mean, seriously, you can just use your looks. Be like the IG models and, there's a lot of the things that you could be doing, but you chose not to. Why?
So for me, I think just growing up in Philly naturally, you lose friends along the way. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of pain that we keep inside. And so for me, dealing with that and never talking about those things that you dealt with in life and just keeping it built up inside, we have to let it out. So using the outlet, and there's so many other people as we, went off to college in North Carolina, we traveled to Indiana, and we do work in LA, just traveling to so many different places. There's so many people that are hurting that don't talk about their problems. And we want to be that outlet and also tell stories that have not been told yet. There's so many films out there. There's so many things on the radio as far as music. And we're also kind of dabbling into spoken word, music.
Right. Oh, cool.
So I guess that we were talking about what to call
with the mix.
We don't know yet. But it's definitely conscious. Thought provoking is like, even we have a thriller, but instead of just doing a thriller, let's get that audience that likes thriller and throw in a message.
Right.
So we try to not be put in a box and to use different genres and how we can reach different people, because we don't want to stay in one category.
Yeah, I think we want to be more than entertainment. We want to sort of be a change agent at the same time. Right. So we can put out entertainment, but it always comes with a message, or we always have a reason. So now people are kind of looking at our work and going, okay, they're doing a thriller or they're doing a comedy, but they have a reason. So what is it? So we kind of have our audience and our friends kind of guessing.
Building
why.
that brand, yeah.
Yeah, trying to figure out why we're doing that.
Now, does it help that there's two of you?
Yes. Yes.
It does.
My work is cut in half because of her.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's so amazing, because we talk all the time about all of the things that we try to accomplish and how it's only one of us. Yeah. And I'm jumping all over the place because it's interesting that you're twins and that you have similar interests and that you can work together. Because I don't know if I'm just going off on a limb, but I don't commonly see twins that are interested in doing things together.
Really?
For me, but I don't know a lot of twins. Maybe you're probably more observant to it because you are a twin.
Well, yeah, probably. Well, when you're growing up, sometimes you have to wear the same thing. They dress the same.
Right.
So I think you end up liking the same. You can't do one thing and leave the other twin over here. So I guess we just tend to grow up liking some of the same stuff.
You know what? It's so funny. So I have twin cousins, and they're actually both about to be doctors. They're graduating in May, and they're about to be doctors. So it's interesting you said that. And I have two boys that are not twins, but they're really close, 10 months apart. And I dressed them as twins. So you know what? You're right. You know what? I had to second think that.
Because your experiences are so similar.
Yes,
right.
yes,
right.
yes.
So are there ever, okay, so then as far as this, is twin think real? Like the
I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think if we can like think with or feel with each other or
feelings. Yes.
It's I would say yes and no. It's not like the super like hidden like journey that twins have, but there's moments that we.
The only thing
feel...
with us, I would say, is that literally, I lie to you not. If I fall or do anything that I get hurt, it literally happens to her, and it's the same day, which makes it creepy. Or the same week.
In short, if she falls, I'm like, oh man,
I don't even coming.
I'm like, oh man, I'm next.
We've been saying this when we were younger.
That's too cute. I love it.
Then I'm like, oh, are you okay?
I love it. That is too cute.
How does it help your creative process then? So do you guys kind of like have the same idea, or maybe Eli, you come up with the idea and then Lou's like, you know what, that's so great, and you kind of like spark each other?
Yeah, I think you kind of described our creative sessions.
Yeah,
like you were there, but Yeah, basically, one of us would come up with an idea, or we kind of challenge each other. It's like, no, Lou, I think we should go a little deeper. And it's like, really? Of course, we have debates, or we
challenge. I guess credible challenges.
Right. So it's never like an argument of it's to make it better, to make the story better, to make the concept better. So I'm always throwing ideas her way. It can be 1 o'clock in the morning and she'll be sleeping. I'm like, look, I got this idea.
I love it.
Yes. It can be 4 a.m. and she'll be like, oh, check out this. And I'll pop all the way up and be like, oh, yeah, that's cool. And then it's a whole conversation at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
That's an amazing partnership to have. Oh, my goodness.
Amazing.
Oh, my goodness.
It is amazing because you hold each other accountable, too.
Right.
So you know that it's going to come out. So you have this idea, but you know it'll come to fruition because you have the two of you. Okay, so let's move on to, you started with poetry, right? So you started writing poetry, you said, spoken word. So who was first to kind of like take the mic, step on stage?
She was. On stage, it was me.
Yeah.
I used to perform by myself. And then,
I didn't think I had the memory to do it. Like, she writes her poems in her head, and I write mine on paper. So then, after some time, I was like,
I just walk around all day looking weird. I talk to myself out loud.
That is too funny. So you still do that still to this day? Is that how you still?
Yes, and except for Broken Tables, we had to write multiple pieces. So I was kind of forced to sit
to pen it and etch it down.
Can you please explain to me how you keep that? So you don't write anything down? Like at first, you don't write anything down?
Right.
Really?
Yes. I say one line over and over again, and then I fill it in with the next line, and then I walk to the store, I go down the street, come back, and then I'm like, oh, I add 4 more lines, and then next thing you know, I know because it's harder for me to memorize it when it's on paper. It's easier when it's already written in my head, and then I write it down.
I start out in my head, and then I put it on paper.
Okay.
There's been times when I forget the entire poem when I thought I had it in my head.
I forget more when I write it on paper.
Wow.
That's interesting. I remember more when I write it down.
Me too. I feel like it's like more real, like when I like write it, and I can remember it. But like if I keep it here, I'm like, oh man, I wish I would have wrote it down because I don't remember.
Right. Yeah.
That's because it's an amazing skill. It's a gift.
It's a gift. Like they both have this amazing gift.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then how did your spoken word turn into filmmaking?
That's an interesting question.
You know what? I think we're always trying to blend our gifts and our talents and our background. So like our actual background is in computer science and information architecture, which is mobile apps and websites. But we do our own website, and we do our own graphic design materials. So everything we learn, and we design our own movie posters. So everything we have goes back. We try to find a way to blend it. So 2 things that have nothing. If you give me aviation and paint, I will find a way to paint an airplane. Like there's just we're always just finding a way to blend our different gifts.
Well, when it comes to the spoken word, we like to call it spoken word storytelling, because I know a lot of people that don't like spoken word, including my own friends and family. But with the storytelling spoken word, it's easy for people to understand, and you can get a lot out just in that time frame of telling a story with spoken word. And I'm like, well, we telling stories with spoken word. Why don't we just do film? So we didn't want to stand in front of the camera and just be, use our hands. Right. That's just not my thing. And just to do it a more creative way. So with the 12 films for Sound Mind, it's the spoken word pieces come after. So it's the film first, and then we tell the rest of the story through spoken word with the film.
Oh, nice.
That's interesting. Very unique. Very unique. Right. So it's so funny that you mentioned the correlate, or how you seem to merge both of your skills, because I was wondering how you were able to utilize that, because you have your collegiate
IT background,
right. And then you meshed it with your creative, and that's really important. I think that for a lot of people that's hard to do. So the fact that you've mastered that, and you mentioned it before I was even able to ask that question. That was one of my questions.
I don't see a film or media background. I'm like, people tell us we can't do.
People
both.
Used to tell us we shouldn't and we couldn't do it. There was a few people in college that would say just stick to STEM, and even in high school, but your passion always calls you.
Exactly.
And you just can't put it down. So even in college, it's like, oh, there's a film competition. I know I'm doing tech over here, but let me see if I can enter. And that's honestly how we got back into filmmaking, and then we won. So I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe we should keep doing this.
Confirmation. Okay.
Right. Yeah. We actually quit like 2 hours before submission because it was just difficult to find a team. And we had to create it in a week. We were in grad school. Our classes are 3 hours long. And it was like no way to do it. And we couldn't find the actors in time. And so we just shot it. And then we were like, we're probably not going to win, but at least we finished. That's the main important thing. And then months later, like, because it takes them almost a year to go to every college. so you submit in like August and then
you
July,
forget about it.
Right. Forget about it.
Right.
And then we got an email and I'm like, oh, okay, we're finalists. And then when we found out we won, I'm like, oh, okay, we should probably never
more often.
We should probably never quit again because we literally quit at 12 midnight and it's submitted at I think like 2 a.m.
No, you got back up at 2 a.m.
Oh, okay. Right.
You were up at 2.
Right. Yeah, I think I got up at 2 a.m. to finish editing. So.
Yeah. See, yeah,
Lesson
I hear
learned.
that.
That's inspiring.
Right?
That's very
so
inspiring.
But you hear that a lot, especially being Black woman in STEM. So that's my like career. So I'm a software developer, and
wow.
Yeah,
Yay.
and that's what I hear. So it's just like, oh no, you need to stick with STEM. That's where all the money is. But I'm like, but I love so much more than just that. Like I love, like, and you like it because you see that instantaneous like manifestation. Like, once the code compiles, you're like, yes. But I mean, but still, there's like, I love to talk. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I love to just you can blend it, right?
We actually use the method for creating apps. There's a sitemap for a website or like a flow diagram. We actually use that for film now.
Yeah, the flow.
It makes sense when you're
screenwriting.
That
is my favorite part of like the process. No, that's my favorite part. It's kind of like the design phase. It's my favorite part. I love that.
Right.
Like, because you get everything that's in your mind and you see it, and you can, okay. So that's really cool. That's so new that you have STEM filmmakers. So let's talk about your filmmaking process. Let's, in the terms of your new project.
Okay.
Right. So talk about that and talk about how that idea came to you about, okay, let's just start out with the film and let's finish with the spoken word storytelling.
So it was the reciprocal. I think we came up with the spoken word pieces first.
Right.
And then once you put music behind it, so some of the pieces have music, so it kind of mixes with a little bit of, I guess, rap to some people. So we started with the writing pieces and then we come up with the visuals. And then for the next 6 films, I think we're going to probably do the reversal. So sometimes it starts with the topic. Yeah. Or for an example, we'll see something on the news that kind of bothers you and you just got to get it off your chest and you start writing like in the middle of the night. So a lot of times that's where mines come from because I can express when I'm happy. But when I'm like upset about something or, you lose a friend or a family member, especially if it's something like murder that's kind of heavy, you start writing. And it's like, how can I get this message out to other people? Right. And how can we do it in a way that's creative so it's not boring? Because some people don't like spoken word. And then with films, everyone likes different genres. Okay, so we're going to do a comedy. We're going to do a thriller. We're going to do something for everybody. So if you don't like this one, well, maybe you'll like this one.
Right. So it started with all in one project.
Word pieces.
That is so important to me, the message that you convey. Yeah. So I think that is so important. And I really admire that it doesn't matter what genre it is, from comedy to thriller, action, drama, whatever you do, you make sure that it conveys a message, and a message of positivity, a message of influence, a message that should be received. And I admire that. I admire that's important to in your projects.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So no, it's fine. I was letting you do your thing, girl. Go ahead.
I was like, should I go a little further?
No, we will after this break. So, and I kind of want to hear a little spoken word storytelling, right?
That would be nice.
That'll be dope. So when we come back, I'm going to play a little song. But when we come back, we're going to continue the conversation with Eli and Lou and hear some of their spoken word. And also like dive a little bit deeper into their projects and, what you can get from it as the audience. So.
And what's coming up.
Actually, and what's next.
Yes, something's coming up soon.
Okay, we'll be back. We are back. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to 106.5 FM Millennial High. I'm your host, Tia Shashahai. We have Eli and Lou award-winning filmmakers on the show. Also, we have Sophia Warren Moore co-hosting today, and you just heard Say My Name. It's actually not called Say My Name. It should be called Say My Name because that's the only lyrics I can remember right now. But it's actually called Spectrum. Spectrum by Florence and the Machine, and it's a mix. So let's get back to it. I know before we left on break, Eli and Lou, they said they would love to do a little spoken word storytelling right now on the show. So what do you ladies have?
So this piece is called Revolution. It was for another show about 4 years ago, actually. We're too blind to see the truth, even when it hits us in the face. So blind that we see color, we're still arguing race with race. But when America showed its true color of red, a land once filled with nothing but bloodshed, when heavy whips penetrated the flesh of slaves and racism separated our world back in those days, when the irony of our national anthem brought this great country to shame. There were many who stood up for a change even when the storm came. So if I'm wrong for calling on a revolution, then I'll take the blame. Let the judge call me guilty, let her replace my name, because I get tired of waking up to gunshots in the middle of the night, sounding like an alarm clock waking me up to life. But this just can't be right. Too many people pulling triggers before they stop to think. Too many kids dying young before they get a chance to blink. We pledge our allegiance to a United States, but a divided people. Yes, you can do everything I can, but wait, you will never be equal. Dr. King tried to kill the sequel, but they'd rather kill Dr. King. What a nightmare, but I promise you we can still dream, even though it seems that some people just don't give a. Damaged are our minds, rewind to Columbine, killing sprees, crying mothers on their knees, the land of the free. Is it really idyllic? Oh, home sweet America. Voices of society often come to bother me, speaking nothing but words of hatred. The American dream, nothing more than a picture they painted, because we have been taught to hate. This is not a debate, more of a realization. Fruitvale Station, starvation, hungry children across the nation. I'm so sick and tired of living in poverty. Liberty and justice for all. America, why'd you lie to me? So no more logging on to social media to express hate. No more social injustice to cause us to separate. No more taking lives that you didn't give. Why let a judge give you life so that you cannot live? No more degrading women. It's time to lift us up. Why endorse hate where we can advertise love? So we can't give up now. We come too far. I understand, my friends, because change is hard. But if hate brings pollution, then I'm calling on a revolution. Let the world open up their eyes, because this time the revolution will be televised. Thank you.
Yes.
That was.
Wow, I have chills.
Deep.
Yeah.
That was deep. That was deep. That was deep. That was deep.
Oh, man. Yes.
That was so deep. That was amazing. And it really touched me.
Yes.
I definitely could make the correlation when you say you hear some things in the middle of the night, or you see some things that doesn't settle with you.
Right.
You just touched me, because I've experienced a lot as well. And you just touched me. Like, I'm holding back tears. Like, that was really, really, really heartfelt. You guys have an amazing skill.
Where I love how there's harmony.
Absolutely.
Did you hear that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
everybody says that. We get that a lot with the harmony thing.
Yes, I love that. Wait, so okay, because now I'm just confused and I don't know where to go from here. Because I want to hear more.
That was amazing. I admire that message. The message, this time it will be televised.
It will be televised.
And it's so relevant.
It's so relevant, because I love the part about the social media. Let's not use social media to keep promoting hate, right? What that it was so. I mean, especially during the election, after the election, even just currently, anytime something happens. It is just so much negativity through your feed that you actually have to curate it, right?
You really do. You have to, because if you don't, it's some days you wake up happy and you look on social media and it just changes your whole day.
It changes your whole day.
Right. Your whole mood is different. Yeah. You don't even know why you're angry.
Right.
I'm angry because someone 5 minutes down my timeline is mad at somebody in another country for doing something that we don't even know if they really did. And
right.
roar, I'm angry.
Yeah, it's definitely a vibe killer.
Right? Okay, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh my! So where is that piece available? Is that on is it SoundCloud? Is it iTunes? Is it?
That's interesting you said that, because for some years we just started getting back into performing, and it's why do we hold all this content and don't put it out? So that's not out there anywhere. We did it for a show, and
we plan on recording all of our work. Sound Mind, the one with the 12 tracks, will be the first time we have something available to the public that has about an hour long of content and materials. But we hope to continue to do this after, so that we'll just keep dropping tracks online so people
do.
Yes.
Please do.
We will.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's talk about your most recent project, Broken Tables.
Yes.
So again, the conscious piece and the writing portion of that came from, we were raised by grandparents. And so meeting a lot of people in their families, no one's family is perfect. That's one. But we do hold on to a lot of things that bothers us as we get older. And when I say us, I'm just talking about in general. Like everybody has something that they hold on to from childhood. Mm-hmm. There are people who are 80 years old and they still have things that they're holding on to since childhood. And it's like, why do we keep these things hidden? Yeah. And why do we keep it inside?
Yeah, so Broken Tables is about bringing families back together and keeping families from falling apart. And we came up with the title Broken Tables because the table in your house, whether it's your dining room table or your kitchen table, it's like the heartbeat of a family. It's where you come together to eat, for conversations, you have a problem, Sunday dinners.
It used to be.
Yeah, so it's not happening as much anymore. You know, a lot of kids, the table now is like where you put your mail or your keys and things of that nature, and people aren't sitting together. We're not communicating with family members, and this is a lot of across multiple like cultures and whatnot. So we want to bring everybody back to the table. Get it back to the table.
Yeah, absolutely. No. I love how you said the table's like the heartbeat of the family. Wow, yeah, that's that visual that hit me.
And it's important because it is, and especially because you said that you were raised by your grandparents. Yeah. Because at the table, that's where a lot of information, family information, ancestry information, just. You know, you get wise beyond your years. So you just learn from speaking to the elders. You know, the elders pass on information. And when you lose that, you lose connection.
Right.
You lose the connection. You lose the connection.
An age gap as well. So the play is from anyone who has a family, or even if you grew up in an orphanage, or if you don't talk to your family, if you do talk to your family. So we're targeting so many different audiences in terms of family. And whether you're 13 or you're 61, you can relate. Yeah.
I also think that we don't realize that what's fading is until it's gone.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize that we weren't sitting at the table anymore, and that it's been years, and we have this table in the house, and a lot of people were like, you know what, I eat in my room, I eat in front of the TV, and and with the new generation that's coming behind us, only being 10 years apart from even my cousin, and she's 19, it's like, oh, wait a minute, you don't sit at the table, and to her it's foreign. Yeah. You know, and I was like, well, how many other people is this foreign to? And then, you know, like you said earlier about when people pass on, if we don't carry that down, if you don't pass it down, then it stops.
It's lost. Yeah.
It's lost. So,
yeah. So the event is a pretty much a big event because we want to provide everyone with an experience. So the moment you walk in, there's an art exhibit and silent auction. Right. We'll have vendors. Just having a stage play that has it's more than a stage play. It's sort of like a movement. We're going to have a Q&A after so we can talk about some of the topics, and they're difficult topics to talk about. We have 5 poets, amazing poets, and we're ourselves included, but that wasn't a plug for us. But we do have 5 poets. We're telling a story of one family through different generations. So we're going to actually start in the 1800s and then come to present day time to look and evaluate how family changed over decades and the structure changes.
And showing those perspectives.
Yeah, and we lose things over the years. So we're evaluating all of that. And we have a mother and daughter situation. We have a father and son and siblings. So all these different family dynamics that we don't talk about in our own families.
I would say, even down to the fact of someone hurt you and they don't even know they hurt you.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So you're holding it against forgiveness and change.
Communication.
And like, Sophia, I think you were saying this to me the other day on the phone when you're like, you know, even just talking to each other just about everyday life. Yep. You know, like, I mean, you might not have the generations at the table, but you have yourself and your husband or your children and you need to know what happens in each other's lives. It's so important. Even when you have, like, I have a daughter, and it's very important for me to know everything that, like,
as it should be.
It's wishful thinking, I know. Right. But I mean, just the other day we were in the car and she's just like, oh, Mom, this is about my friend. And she's like, oh, I told you that. I was like, yeah. She's like, I tell you everything about my friends. I'm like, yes, you do, honey. Yes, you do. I make a point. Like, so one thing that we have, it's just that I'm thinking about a table on my house. So we have like a dining room table, and we don't really have a dining room table. I don't have one. Wow. I don't even have a table. Right. Wow. I don't have a table, but what we do have It's just that like right in my living room, there's just like, a centerpiece table, and then towards like, I guess where the living room area is, it is like a high table, but it's not like really functional. It just looks good. Yeah. So we don't do anything. But then like when we do eat, like we eat together. But I don't know why in my mind, like I like sitting on the floor with her and eating our meals. It's so interesting. We have like a pillow down, like a Moroccan meal, or I don't know. But like that's what we do. And like we'll talk and I'm like, no TV. Mom, come on, no TV. Like let's eat, let's just have like, because I'm a talker.
Right.
It's only because I'm a talker.
Though. So, with the play Broken Tables, we say Broken Tables just because that was the heartbeat of family, but it's more so about the conversations you used to have. So even if it's not a table, it's like you're having those conversations. Yeah. Or you're or you ever have dinner or you're with family and they're in their phone. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or they're on a tablet or their attention is elsewhere. So even if there's family sitting together, but they're not communicating, they're in technology and doing different things. So just sort of trying to challenge people to get back to that communication piece with family. And for us, it's more than just a stage play. It's a movement. We plan on traveling with this in the future because I think it's needed. And it's more so about those conversations. Growing up, we did have more family shows on TV. When like today, you don't see as many. Yeah. And even in those shows back then, they would talk about different issues with children. And as a parent sitting home, you probably would say, you know what, I'm going through that with my daughter now. And you would laugh about the situation because it's not funny in your life, but it's one of those things relatable. Where it's relatable. Yeah. Right. So even with watching all those shows disappear off of TV, it's like, well, what do the youth have? No wonder they're not sitting at the table. They don't really care for it.
Right.
It's foreign to them because you don't see it nowhere. It's not being talked about. And even volunteering at high schools, I think that was another thing that stuck out to me was they would come to me with so many problems, and I'm there just to volunteer for like a month or two, and the things that would come out of the teenagers at these high schools is like, you're keeping this in.
Oh wow!
It's a lot of pain, and I'm like, they can't go to their parents. They don't feel like they can go to their parents, and it comes from home And I just felt so bad. You feel so helpless when you can't help people.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. So
using the arts to deliver a message, but also help and change people. So we have 2 shows in one day, February 24th. Tickets are on sale on Eventbrite, on our website, eliluent.com. And that's ELILUENT.com. 2 shows one day, 1 o'clock, 4 p.m. We hope to fill the seats because I know that a lot of people can relate to this.
Absolutely. And like you said, it's just like, it's a movement and it's an experience. So it's not just a stage play. Right. It's like an entire, day of like, let's get back to where we used to be. Let's get back to conversation. Let's get back to us. Let's get back to love.
Right. So it's important. So it was funny. Something that struck me is when you said that it's more than just a stage play, that you're going to have vendors and you're going to have so many things. And it's like, it takes a village, right? And you go back to the 1800s and you tell the story. So I thought that was important as well, that it's not just about this stage play. Right. It takes a village and you're bringing back that community effect.
Community.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I picked up on that. And also I want to say that I am truly excited and inspired because I didn't think about this, but I have a 4 and a 5-year-old, as I mentioned. And I always cook dinner, but as a mom, you're doing other things.
Yeah. Right.
And my boy said, Mom, you're not going to sit down and eat dinner with us? Aww. And I might not have before I even heard about Broken Tables and about your stage play. And with that in the back of my mind, I said, you know what, son? I am going to sit down with you. And I sat down and I talked, because usually I go and run up, make their bath water, doing everything while they're at the table because they're sitting down. I know they're good right here, so I can go do something else. Right. But because of your project, I took the time to sit down and eat with my boys. So I appreciate sharing.
Yeah, thanks for sharing it.
And yesterday I thought about Broken Tables because my daughter, she turned 13. I know.
Happy birthday, Addie.
Yeah, she turned 13, right? And so she wanted to go to this Center City restaurant with like only teens, Like I wasn't allowed to be there, but I had to pay for it. But when I was talking to her afterwards, she's like, it was a lot of fun. She's like, but it was kind of awkward because we didn't really have anything to talk about. I was just like, but you guys are Snapchatting all day with each other. And she's just like, yeah, but like we say everything we need to say there. I'm like, no. I'm like, you see, I was like, you guys have to put your phones down just like that. Like even the cousins have nothing to say to each other. It's so weird.
Right, yeah. Right.
Yeah, so awesome. Yeah, so that's great. So I know that for Broken Table, so can we have those dates again? February?
Yes, so it's February 24th. There's a 1 p.m. show and a 4:30 show. Yep.
Okay.
And it's at the
it's at the International House, but the Ibrahim Theater is on the inside.
Yeah.
So people were like, "Oh, I thought it is the International House." It's at 37th
It's a beautiful
and
theater. It's
Chestnut.
nice. Yes.
Yeah, and it's really real nice location.
Yes.
It's 37th and Chestnut. And we just looked at
everyone who purchases a ticket has the chance to win a family photo shoot as well. Everything's family related.
Nice.
So it's all ages.
Yeah, all ages.
Yes, for the most part. I don't know if the youth will be so attached to the spoken word, but that's what we're trying to do. Is show storytelling, spoken word, and introduce people to it. So
one more thing I forgot to mention is that we also have group rates. So the current price is it's $25 right now for the month of February, but groups of 10 or more only have to pay $15.
I was going to ask that because I intend my whole family needs to be here. So I was going to ask that question. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah,
this is really an event that you need to attend with your whole family because if one person gets it, that's great. Yeah. But it's really a message that everyone needs to hear, to understand. Because I can tell you how I feel about it, but you need to experience this.
It, yeah.
And I'm also going to bring my 13-year-old niece, and I know that she'll gravitate, and I think she'll appreciate the spoken word too. I think the youth will like that. Yeah, she's a creative as well.
I think that.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great.
Yes.
Yeah. What you did earlier, maybe like 10 minutes ago, I mean, I know my daughter would love that.
Yes.
And she's like, she will love it. Okay, so what is next? What's next for Eli Lou Entertainment? And what's next for you two personally?
Well, I think finishing...
Yeah, we have a few scripts that we're still working on. Feature-length films. We're also working with Kathy Dance. Get to know her name as well. She's an amazing writer. So we have a few films that we're working on. A lot of projects. I know after this one we're going to kind of take not a break, but we're going to step back and help everyone else who've been supporting us. We have sort of like a team of creatives, and some are photographers and other filmmakers. And I think it's important to continue to support each other in these projects, so they'll come support us, and then we've reciprocated and support them in any way we can, and just kind of having that team, especially in Philly. I think it's finally flipping where people are getting to support each other, and before it sort of felt like we were out there by ourselves at one point in time. We were like, we need a team, so we found a team.
For Sound Mind, we have a great team, but that's our next. We're going to have a screening for that. Probably this spring. I'm not going to give a date because I don't know the exact date yet. But we are working hard to finish by the spring. Sound Mind is going to be amazing. We've never done anything like this before. Our team has worked hard for the past year because we're such a small team, but 12 films in a year is a lot.
That's amazing.
Yeah, 12 films.
That is amazing. 12 films in a year.
You're on fire. I wish I could sing right now. I just don't have it. But I would sing Firestone and Alicia Keys. These girls are on fire.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely. So what about personally?
That's interesting. It's like I blend my personal with my art. So that I'm like, what personal life? Like, what's separate from? Self-growth, really. This whole thing has been like a process. It's been a real process.
I was going to say, when you say personally, you know how you work on so many projects and you just keep going?
Yeah.
Someone else, I heard this a few times, is to take the time to actually reflect on what you're working on so that the time doesn't pass you by. Mm-hmm. And because you're never going to be 100% satisfied with everything you do. Mm-hmm. We're always like, I could have did that film better, or I could have did this better. But no, take the time to actually, and I'm learning that, it's taking some time. But personally, that's what I want to do, is to reflect on the work we are putting out. And enjoy it. Right. Yeah. All right.
That's thank you so much for just being on the show, sharing your creative side. Thank you, Kathy Dance. Right? You want to say something? You can say something. Grab a mic. Come on over. We want to hear about, because I know they said a little bit about something about your project. You're a writer as well.
Oh, yeah. That's how we met, actually.
Yeah.
Jimmy DeSaint, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jimmy DeSaint is a book author, and so he brought us together to work on a project so that we're still working on now. And, so I just enjoy working with Eli and Lou. They're the most talented, creative, humble young ladies, and they do incredible work.
Thank you, Kathy.
Incredible work. So if you check out their website.
Your website is nice. It's really nice. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's nice and crisp. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, listen, I don't That I don't do that.
Listen, I have a magazine and I have a designer for it, so that's why I can appreciate your work. I can appreciate your work.
So I guess the computer science and technology part kind of comes back into
play.
Absolutely.
We still use it. Yes, absolutely.
So, and
that's good.
I just wanted to also just thank Derek Dane and Stacey Sherrill and Lauren and Autumn also, because without our team and MCCP, which is the nonprofit we're working with the stage play, which is Mill Creek Community Partnership, and they do a lot of work in the community. We're also board members. S-Type Productions, and without a team is difficult to get anything done. You know, we've worked in that space where you're by yourself, and it's just so frustrating.
So even by being twins, we felt by ourselves. So
right, we needed more than just us.
Amazing.
Right,
yeah.
So we can't solve. It would not be possible without our team and the late night meetings and the cast been working hard. So I just want to say that we're grateful for everybody who's supporting this project.
Jumping off of that, and what can you say? Because I know sometimes people have like a vision, they have a dream, right? Mm-hmm. But if you say it takes a team, how do you get other people to believe in your vision?
That's a real a large question. But there's two sides of it. On one end, it's hard. It's like you can't share your dream with everyone because everyone doesn't have the same vision. They don't support in the same way, or they have a different motive. But on the other end, you can't go anywhere without a team.
Yes.
Like even having her, it can't just be us. So it's in finding a team, you just find like-minded individuals. If I see negativity, we go stage left.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Our team doesn't deal with that at all.
Yeah, it's such a great group of people that we found, and we used to complain, we need a team, we need to find people. And when you find that person, you know when they're the right person or the right fit, and it's like you've known them for years. Like some of the people we're working with now, we met within the last year or two, and it seems like we've known each other forever. And we can talk about, I need honest people, I need someone to tell me if I'm wrong or if it's right, and not just yes people. The team is like the most important thing to us.
I would just add one thing with finding a team is being, and I know this sounds nerdy, but being organized and also showing that you're serious.
No, that's true.
We do like marketing decks or some type of deck for everything, every project and concept, because it is hard to get a creative concept off when everybody's like we're doing a spoken word musical short film. Like, what the heck is that? Like, what is a spoken word musical short film? How do you combine all music, spoken word, dance, and there's dance in there? So we're doing something that's similar to Old Man River, Paul Robeson, and then mixed with Annie. And I was like, how do we
in film
get that concept out? But when we sent out the decks, the choreographer was like, no, I got exactly what you were saying. I'm like, oh, thank God. Because I was like, this is going to be difficult to explain to people that we're doing a combination of music, spoken word, acting, like to put all of that in one film. Yeah. It was a challenge.
I would say
they all understood it. So being organized,
just go for
your content,
because most people are like, how do I start? And it's like, just go for it. Sometimes I think we're going to sound crazy when we say, hey, I want to do this. Like, even Sound Mind is a cinematic spoken word mixtape.
Right.
What is that? So it's like sharing that with people and having them go, yeah, I can see that. And I'm like, really? Because I thought we just made that up and it just sounds strange. But you never know who's going to support it.
Absolutely.
People start taking us serious when because that was one of the things I used to always say. We would go to events and not have nothing to show. Like, why are we at this networking event with a business card? And it's like, well, can I check your workout? Oh, we don't have a website. Oh, okay. So after some time, we just took time to actually get our website together. We pulled our old website out down and was like, let's just redo this. Let's get serious. Let's get the marketing materials together. Let's get our logo. And then we went out for a team, and then that's when things started moving. And even with Derek Dean, he works with us, and he just knew that we were serious. And he never even heard our spoken word back then. We were just talking about this the other day. He was like, let's do Sound Mind. Literally, it was a car conversation. We were coming from a film shoot.
Yeah, we were like, what if we sucked? Like, what if we were terrible? And he was just all on board.
Right.
So,
I think getting your materials together, and I think the marketing deck really has been helping us get our concepts out there.
And I like that you say, because I know that so many people feel like they have to go to every single event, every single networking event. I have to meet all these people, but you have nothing to show for it. Yes. And I think that's a huge issue, because I know there's so much happening in the city of Philadelphia now that I feel that it's so easy to get lost. Yes. And feeling like you have to be seen to be relevant.
Yes.
But I mean, but like you said, if you have nothing to show for it, if you have no work to back it up, then what is the point?
Right.
Right.
I think the networks start to come to you also when you do show your work and make sure that it's quality, and learning the craft that you're in. Yeah. That's the other thing, is learning the area that you're in order to show your work.
So, thank you, ladies. Thank you
This
so
was fun.
much for gracing us with your presence today. I mean, you are just too wonderfully talented, just so dynamic. I mean, and honestly, everything you say, you're like, we thought of this concept, but it doesn't sound weird, and but you're thinking of new.
Right. Yes, you're innovative.
You're innovative.
Very innovative.
You're things are how do you say like you're thinking new things into being. Yeah. You know what I mean? New concepts. Everything you said today, I've never heard of.
Exactly. That was which was inspiring. Yeah, but that's when you have something because you're creating your own lane. You're doing your own thing.
Exactly.
And that's what creatives do. So
right.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to hear that because that was something we struggled with in the beginning was coming up with stuff, and it's there's no template for this. There's nothing to Google to figure out how to do this. Even with the spoken word stage play, it's not a lot of we're not the first to do it, but there's not a lot of spoken word stage play. So it's where do we start? But so it's glad to hear that.
So you know what? My high school quote in my yearbook was, "Do not go where there is a path. Instead, go where there is no path and leave a trail."
Wow. Yeah, I love it.
That's what you're doing. I said that in high school.
That's exactly what they're doing.
But that's what I see that you ladies are doing. That's what I see that you're doing.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Your own lane. So.
Yes, that's exactly what they're doing. Thank you so much for being on it. Oh, and I know, can we have your website again? Because we have a couple seconds. Your website again and social media.
Okay, so EliLouInt.com on social media. We're Eli Lou Entertainment, Eli Lou Twins on Instagram, or Eli Lou Int on Instagram.
Awesome. And the date of your show?
February 24th, 1 p.m. And 4:30 p.m.
Broken Tables. Yes. You can find that. I'll post a link
also
to
on Eventbrite.
Yes. Eventbrite. Yeah, I'll definitely post a link. But we have to go. This has been so much fun. Stay lit, love inspired, and true. Until next time. Bye.
Bye. Bye.